Um, Here we go again. Another week, another L, another irritating day, another Bears Sunday of poor play calling, poor execution. But we're here. Let me get them Bear Dons in the chat, man. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. We were Bears fans long before this clown show showed up here in Chicago. We'll be Bears fans long, long after. Let me get some Bear Dons in the chat. But it's bad, man. It's really bad. It's really bad, and it's continuously bad. Unprepared. Unprepared is the theme of today. Unprepared, and it's been the theme of this season. It's a joke. It's a joke. Billy in the chat, what's good, my boy? It's a joke. Pat, can we officially put an end to the Andy Dalton starting thing? You know what? Andy Dalton played poorly today. Absolutely. Can't when you throw 2 interceptions in your first two touchdowns, I should say, or first 4 passes. It's a joke. Do I think that Andy would have done that over a full season? No, but we're not going to know. You know why? Because the clown show that is here did not stick with the plan they came into the season with. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. As always, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page, man. We do talk Chicago sports weekly. It's the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. Hit that like button, man. Please, we appreciate that love, man. You are the laughing stock of the NFL, and you continuously show up for games unprepared. Offense looked poor. Yeah, you got some nice plays there from Andy in there, here and there. He dropped a dime in there. I give him that. He dropped a dime in there at the end of the game. It did nothing for you, which is the definition of this season, which is the meaning of this entire season. It does nothing for you. When you're getting your head kicked in by the beginning of the game, you're down 14-0. What, 8 minutes into the game? What am I supposed to expect from this team, huh? What's the thought process that's going to put this team on the right trajectory? Because there's nothing in the building right now that says that, and yet we still keep holding on to this. There's no answers here, y'all. Like, we could come in here every week, right? Like what Corey said. Corey said Graham should be targeted more. Komet can't hang on to the ball. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know why? Because the people that are in place, that are going to continue to be in place, are still going to be a problem. By the way, we want to hear from you, the Bears fans, man. Call into the show, man. 855-908-5668. The Contender phone lines are open where you can hear nonstop sports talk while you're on the clock, man. The Contender has nonstop Chicago sports on various days. I believe Monday and Wednesday and Friday as well. So if you're a Chicago sports fan, you can also hear just nonstop sports talk. You know, when you're in the middle of your work day and Greeny's talking about the Jets at noon for some reason, check out the Contender app, man. Download that. There are no answers going to be found here. I'll break you down the numbers. Right? Versus the Arizona Cardinals, one of the best football teams in the NFL. One of the best football teams in the NFL. Andy Dalton came out. The numbers would say he had a pretty good day, right? Nah. 26 for 41, 229 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 3 sacks. Now, the sacks are not on him. His longest pass was 34 yards. He had a QB rating of 54. No matter what, the Bears can run the ball. David Montgomery did not have a bad day. 90 yards, 4.3 average on that. He was targeted 9 times. He got 1 tutty. He had 51 receiving yards. But why? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can read you the numbers. I can read you how poorly the defense did. I can read you how poorly the offense did. We're in the same spot. We're in the same spot we've been for the last what? When's the last time we actually had a legitimate shot? 15, 20 years? Mike says Andy Dalton wouldn't stop throwing into double and triple coverage most all of the game. Is Foles the answer? Fields is the young guy. Is Fields the answer? There are no answers here. So why am I still looking at the same people on the screen every single week? I don't even have to watch the post-game show. Guess what I'm going to hear? We got to figure out what the why is and how we're going to, overcome another tough loss and how we're going to get through this stretch of the season. It doesn't matter. What are we going to break down the game tape here every week? I don't have the energy to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the energy to do that. Sit here and break down to you what the problem was. Why? So I can say the same thing that I said to you last week. You are the laughing stock of the NFL. Legitimately. Not just your head coach, not just your GM, all the way up to your owner. Because he's watched this for 4 years. I'm going to be real with you. If I'm the owner of the Chicago Bears, I've watched this for 4 years. I've given you every single chance I can give you to be successful in this NFL. Everyone's fired. Everyone is fired. That's not emotional. I'm fine with George coming back to see if maybe they finally figured out the right combination with the right quarterback, it's not emotional. You know what? I take that back. It is emotional. You know why? Because my grandfather created this team. It is emotional. Because from what I see, the only people that are pissed off is us. George is sitting there raking in his cash. He good. Got my bread. The only people pissed off is us. The only people upset that this team sucks is us. Ryan Pace don't care. You know why? Because Matt Nagy's still in the building. Because if Ryan Pace cared about the talent that he's drafted, that he's put on the field, that P. Kid is always so ready to vault up there, he's so excited about that, he couldn't even put the right head coach in to fix his number 2 overall quarterback. Right? So Ryan Pace ain't pissed off. He's not mad at Matt Nagy. He's not upset at what Nagy's doing because Nagy's still in the building. You saw 1 yard of offense this season. Matt Nagy's still in the building. So Ryan Pace ain't mad. Matt Nagy's not mad. You know why? Matt Nagy can't be upset about this. You know why? I don't care what he says. He's a great neighbor. He's a horrible football coach. He can't be upset about this. You know why? Because I still see his team committing penalty after penalty every single week. He's clearly not coaching them better. Sean Desai can't be pissed off because his defense just gave up 33 points again. Can't be mad. The only people pissed off here is us. Take it as far up as you want to. All the way to George. George can't be pissed. Let's be real. He can't. He sold us a little bit with the whole mom's pissed off, and we're going to try and we're gonna try and she wants to win another one before she goes, and so here we are, and now we're gonna no. Because if you was really pissed off, if moms was really pissed off, you would have fired these mugs by now. What are we talking about? Are you kidding me? I'm not even excited to watch the games anymore, dog. It's just something that happens on Sunday because I have nothing else to do at that time of day. Because I've told my wife that I do this for a career, and so I've allocated this time to do this. So this time is nothing but Bears football. That's all it is. And the only people pissed off about it is us. And that's sad. That's sad. Let's go out to these phone lines, man. I appreciate y'all for calling in, tuning in with us, man. We're going out to the 773. Got Mikey on the line. What's good, man?
Hey, what's up, Pat? This Baki, man. What's
up,
Baki?
Man? What's good, my boy? What's good?
Hey, remember what I told you live stream a few weeks back? Making the playoffs was the worst thing that could have happened to us last year because it gave that false sense of security to keep these dudes around. That's what it did. Like, I understand what P. Kid is talking about with Andy Dalton being a vet. And on the face of it, he's 100% right.
Yeah.
The problem is with Andy Dalton, for him, things have to be perfect around him for him to be successful. And we have none of that around here.
Not even close.
None of it.
Not even close.
Not like let people forget, right? In Cincinnati, did he not have A.J. Green, who was a legit top 3 receiver in his prime? Do we have anybody close to that here?
Cincinnati, I will say that in Cincinnati, a lot of the failures that Andy went through were because of his defense let him down, and because when he needed his star receiver most, he was hurt a lot of the time. So I give him a little bit of break on a little bit of the stuff in Cincinnati. Not a great break, but a little bit of a break on a lot of the stuff in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I do too, but I look at it like this. The most success he had good things around him. Solid things, or I'll say not good, solid.
Yeah.
We don't even have solid at this point.
Yeah.
We don't even have that. So I'm like, Andy Dalton being the starter in that plan was doomed from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have the present right things for us to work. The coaching staff is not good enough for him to overcome that.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why I said start Justin Fields. Was Justin Fields going to be great from the beginning? Heck no. Not with this coaching staff. But the snaps and the experience is necessary for him to learn.
Yeah.
So, we just got 5 more weeks of it.
Good points, man. Good points. Appreciate you for tuning in as always, Baki. Hey, listen, thank God for the Bulls, man. That's all we got.
For real.
Thank God for the Bulls, man. Stay safe out there. All right, my boy?
You too, brother.
All right, man. Peace. No, listen, right. It's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, has anybody figured out any positions on this team other than the running back position? Have we figured out our center? Have we figured out our right tackle? Have we figured out our left tackle? Have we figured out our quarterback? Now, granted, I believe that you have a franchise quarterback in the building, but he's got to play as a franchise quarterback. Right now he's hurt. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look like you can put a game plan around him. You haven't figured out your head coach. You haven't figured out your defensive coordinator. Haven't figured out your offensive coordinator. You haven't figured out what you're going to do to replace all the guys on this line that are now older and too far gone to do anything with anything. You've just got a bunch of confusion on this team, and you're trying to run it out there and sell it to us as a football team night or week in and week out. And guess what? We're done believing it. We're done believing it. I really came into this season thinking you had something with the defensive pieces you have, new defensive coordinator. Everybody seemed like they was hype on it. Hey, listen, we moving in the right direction, right? Apparently not. Apparently not. Because if we were moving in the right direction, you would have some answers right now. Heck, Matt Nagy can't even decide that he wants to continuously use the guy that got you 90 yards. He hasn't even figured out that he wants to continue to use that guy throughout the game. He wants to go away from using that guy, the guy that's continuously gotten you success on this team. What are we talking about? Go back out to the phones, man. I want to hear from y'all, man. I can sit here, dog. Honestly, I can sit here and rant for an hour. Before we go to the phones, hold on now. I do got to tell y'all about our sponsor, Symbol, man. If you guys haven't gotten on board with Symbol, first things first, do not invest your money in the Bears. But if you are somebody who enjoys the stock market like I do, but you listen, you don't really know that much about it. You know, you hear us talk about Dow Jones, all this stuff. Oh, it's all great. What the heck is that? I know football. I know basketball. I know baseball. We know our sports teams, right, man? We want to tell you guys, Symbol is the stock market for the sports teams that allows you to profit off of your sports knowledge. On Symbol, you can trade sports teams like stocks and earn cash. Now, listen, this is not going to be pretty here, but as you can see, I've got the Bears as my stock here. Good Lord. Why did I do that? That stock is plummeting. It actually took a little bit of a rise. It's kind of been here for a little while now. The stock's probably not going to go down any further than this for one reason alone. You've got Justin Fields on your team. But if you guys want to invest in Symbol, use your sports knowledge to get on with Symbol. Join 7,000 plus early adopters who've started investing. Go to www.symbol.com to create a free account. And when you deposit, make sure you use the promo code BREEZE, BREEZE, to make your first deposit risk-free up to $500. That is the promo code BREEZE, BREEZE. Up to $500 to get your first deposit free. Deposit risk-free, I should say. Visit Symbol.com and use that promo code BREEZE as always. That means even if you lose money, Symbol will refund your initial deposit. No questions asked. Join Symbol and start investing and profiting from your favorite teams. Maybe not the Bears, though. Listen, invest in the Bulls. If y'all really are intrigued, hold on. Let me go back here. Let me go to my portfolio here. Because I'll tell you this right now, man. You want to talk about a stock on the rise? Look at that right there. I believe I bought in here 35.83. Look what that bad boy 43 got up to 43.7. They just beat Brooklyn, so a lot of it hasn't settled yet. So man, y'all get in tune with that, man. Check that out as well. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We do talk Chicago sports weekly. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. You're not going to get nobody that's going to come in here. Like Cap is going to sit there and he's going to attack the Bears. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to talk how we talk. He's not going to break it down how we break it down. Let's go out to Shay, man. Shay going to break it down for us, man. Shay, what's going on, man? What you think about these Bears, my boy? Oh, I was going to Shay, and then the call dropped off. All right, never mind. Shay, call back in if you got time, man. Appreciate that. Never mind. That's a hard transition right there, right? When you think you got to call in and then somebody switch off. No, here's the thing, right? How do you find the answer? How do you find the answer? We had this conversation on the previous live about breaking down who's most to blame in this situation. breaking down who's the problem in this situation, breaking down where is the breakdown happening? Is it ownership? Is it the GM? Is it the head coach? Because here's my thing with it, right? You replace everybody. Fire Nagy. Hey, that's the chant, right? Every stadium across America is chanting Fire Nagy. Fire Nagy. Fire Nagy. Every stadium across America is chanting this. That's a good one, Baki. He said to find the answer, you first got to understand the question. That's a good one. But say you fire Nagy. Say you then fire Pace as well. You can't fire ownership. They're not selling the team. That's a moot point. And if what we heard was true about Justin Fields being, or Matt Nagy being told by ownership to start Justin Fields, then guess what? Are we really in a better position? Are we really in a position of success? Are we really in a position to move forward and be a successful team? I don't think so. And I'm going to say this to you as well, right? Bad coach, bad team, bad football. And here's the question I want to ask. I want y'all to call in. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the page, but also call into the show, man. 855-908-5668. Did we see the team quit today? Did we see the Bears quit? Early in the season, we didn't see the Bears quit. Did we see the Chicago Bears quit today? Was this the first time on the field we saw them kind of give up on the game, saw them give up on Nagy? And I don't like to throw that out there because this is my thing with it, right? If you did, that means you have a lot of players on your team that you don't want in the building. If you've got players that are willing to quit on what you're doing, that means you have a lot of players in the building that you don't want in the building. You know what I mean? Like, if we're being honest, if you've got players that, because what's an NFL career? 3 years? 5 years? I think it's like 3.5 years for an NFL career, average. If you're quitting, that means you're willing to quit on yourself. You're not even trying to put tape on. And if you've gotten to that point, get everybody out. I mean, honestly, if you've gotten to that point, you're now at a colossal failure. If you've gotten to the point where players have given up on you, you're now at a colossal failure, and there's nothing you can do to bring that back. And at this point, the people that are trying, now you're risking injury to those people. Now you're risking injury to them going out there because they're trying, they're doing extra when you've got guys on the field that aren't going to do that, and now their body's on the line. It's tough, man. It's tough. It sucks. This sucks. And for everybody that was on the you got to tank and do all this and do all that, that's what this is not fun. Y'all wanted us to struggle and so to get rid of Nagy. How's it feel? That's the biggest problem I had coming into this season, man. That's the biggest problem I have with a lot of things we do. You want people to fail so that you can be right at work. It's dumb. That's dumb. I don't call a lot of stuff dumb on here because to me, like, everybody has their own viewpoint of sports. I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, that's a dumb take. That's something dumb to say, blah, blah, blah. No, that's dumb. You want your favorite sports team to lose so that you can be right at work arguing with your buddies. That's dumb. It's a joke, man. It's truly a joke. This whole thing is not getting better. Baki says as much as we blame Nagy, we got to blame Pace because yes, he's made a lot of good draft picks, but he has also made a lot of bad draft picks. Plus, he picked Matt Nagy and said they're on the same page. Yeah, dog, if y'all are on the same page, turn the page. Pace is gone, in my opinion, because he's okay with this. He's got to be, right? He's okay with this. He's gone, in my opinion, for that. The Panthers just fired their offensive coordinator. What are you playing for at this point? You're what, 4-8? What's our record now? As we continue to plummet down. 4-8. Matt Nagy shouldn't have been allowed to get to the podium. There shouldn't have been a coach in this building to get to the podium. There shouldn't have been a coach in this room allowed to get to the podium. Are you kidding me right now? It's one of those things where I look at this team and it saddens me because I see no answers anywhere. I don't see it in a new coach. What's a new coach going to do? What's a new coach going to do? What's a new GM going to do when you have no picks, you have no offensive line, you're hoping to God that Tevin Jenkins is able to play. You're hoping to God that Justin Fields is finally a franchise quarterback. That's all you've got. And I 100% believe that the only reason Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, or at least Matt Nagy, is still here is because the story got leaked and they didn't want to be an embarrassment for not telling Matty that, oh, Matty, we didn't tell you that we were going to fire you. What? Let's go back out to these phones, man. Sad, man. It's really sad. It's really sad. Let's go going back out to the 773. What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
What's going
Sorry
on?
about that. Hey, man. Hopefully something hits into the GM's head and maybe he'll sell the team because 4 years of this crap, something got to give, man. Like, and I understand that maybe we definitely need to do something because that offensive line is trash and just period. We look lost on offense. Just period, man. I'm to the point where I can't even watch the Bears no more, man. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm usually enthusiastic and got a lot of energy, but man, I ain't even got the energy today, man.
I feel you, dog. I feel you. I feel your pain, dog. I feel your pain. Stay safe out there, man. Hey, listen, and on the bright side, the Bulls play tomorrow.
Yeah.
On the bright side, the Bulls play tomorrow, man. That's all we got. That's all we got. Appreciate you, man.
Always, man.
Y'all hear that, though? Y'all hear how despondent that is? Ownership doesn't. Ryan Pace doesn't. Matt Nagy doesn't. And my favorite thing is when in the middle of the week, you get a player come out and say, well, we don't need to fire Nagy, Chance. We don't need to booze. That doesn't help us. My G, what do you want us to do? Follow you blind and undyingly? We're not dumb fans. Chicago is not dumb fans. I don't know if you think you play for a middle of nowhere state, but we're not dumb fans. I like to think that the majority of the fan base is very intelligent. And we're in a day and age where you can find out a lot of information on the internet that absolutely is what we were concealed from when we back in the day, before internet was as popular as it was, social media, all that good stuff. We're not dumb fans. We don't follow blindly. We don't follow undyingly. We voice our opinion. We're going to tell you exactly what it is. And if you don't agree with it, bing bong. Let's look ahead to next week, man. I'm 30 minutes into the show. I'm going to be real with you. I'm out of stuff to say about this team, man. Let's look ahead to next week. At this point, I'm here fulfilling an obligation. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. We got Packers next week. Why would I be excited about this? We got the Packers in the building next week. Why would I be excited? Or we're going to the Packers, I should say. Why would I be excited about this game? It's a good one from AD. Don't boo, stay at home, and give your money to Fox CBS. Yeah. Honestly. We're coming in now, man. Looking ahead to next week. Aaron Rodgers, Andy Dalton. I mean, what do you want? You want me to give you some keys to a Bears victory? You want me, you know what I'm saying? You want me double down on that? How the Bears gonna win this game? Figure out a way to stop Aaron Rodgers. Nobody flipping has. He's actually having a down year a little bit, though. 4 interceptions on the season. 4 of them. 23 touchdowns, though. 23 touchdowns. There's nothing to say about this. You want to know what our expectation is going in here? Honestly, here's your offensive numbers. 321 yards, total yards, 30th in the NFL. 169 passing yards, 32nd in the NFL. Now, rushing yards, you're actually a top 10 team, but Matt Nagy doesn't want to continue to run the ball. Matt Nagy doesn't want to actually do the thing that the team works with, because then it shows that I'm not the offensive guru and I can't figure out how to pass the ball. You're 29th in points. You're 30th in third down percentage. It's a loss. It would take a Christmas miracle for you to win this game. And it's a little early for Christmas. It's sad to see, man. It's sad to see. It really is. Dog, I'm going to be real with you. Like, I remember Bears Lives at the beginning of the season, man. 100 so people in here, man. It's always busting. Couple hundred people in here, honestly. It's always busting. We're excited. Bears fans are apathetic now. That's where you're at. That's where you're at, Bears. That's where you're at. Your fans are apathetic again. You know when we were like this? Trestman. We weren't this bad during Fox, because at least during Fox, by the end of it, we thought we had something in Mitch Trubisky. And then Ryan Pace brings in the goofball that is Matt Nagy, who can't figure out how to get a quarterback on the right track. So maybe you can actually have that franchise quarterback that you gave away so much draft capital to go up and get. I'm not going to be that sportscaster. I'm not going to be that Chicago sports guy that comes on here and lies to y'all. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the dude that comes in here and says things I don't believe to fit the narrative that because I'm a fan of this team. I refuse to be that. There's not a snowball's chance in hell you beat the Chicago or the Green Bay Packers. There hasn't been. There won't be. I was confident at the beginning of the season you would split with the Green Bay Packers, but I see the direction that this team is going. And you're going into Green Bay? We'll be lucky to get out of there without a 50 ball on our heads. Real talk. We'll be lucky to get out of there without a 50 ball on our heads. There's one chance. There's one chance because I've seen it work in the NFL a few times where you get a little bit of a boost one weekend, right? A little bit of a boost. There's one chance the Bears come out and they beat the Green Bay Packers. You fire Matt Nagy right now. Because a lot of times we see players get a little bit of a boost on the other side of that on the we're finally vindicated. I feel good about this now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're moving in the right direction. Let's play. Let's show that we want to be here. Let's show that we want to be here for the next regime. Let's show that we got what it takes to win this game. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get that little bit of a boost. Maybe then you can beat the Green Bay Packers. Maybe then. But if Matt Nagy can survive a 1-yard game, if he can survive multiple games of barely getting an offense past the 50, if he can survive a game where we actually saw the team play better, and then he comes back from COVID on the other side and we immediately see them play worse, he'll survive scoring 22 points. He'll find a way to spin it into this was a better offensive day for us. I think we did some good things. If Andy doesn't throw 2 interceptions, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I've heard so much if under this dude, dog. So much if, so much why, so much. It's you. How much more if we got to hear? Throw some questions at me, y'all. The Royal Mediator says, are there tradable assets for picks or anything outside of foundational pieces? Are there No, because you didn't trade them. Tradable asset for you would have been Allen Robinson. I'm a firm believer in you. Listen, I didn't want to trade. I'll put it in a Bulls perspective, right? Because we got a lot of people in here that watch more of the Bulls than the Bears. I'll put it in a Bulls perspective for you. When the Bulls traded Jimmy Butler, was it the right move to trade Jimmy Butler? No. Jimmy Butler was turning into a star. Jimmy Butler was becoming a very good player. But what it ended up doing was you traded him for pieces that you hoped would be better in the future. Those were Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, and Larry Marketing. Now you end up drafting one of those pieces. You thought Chris Dunn could have been a defensive point guard for you. You had Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine has turned into something. So in that sense, the trade works out. But you traded Jimmy not because you wanted to, but because he was leaving regardless. You traded him not because you wanted to, but because Jimmy was leaving regardless. So Allen Robinson is not coming back to this. He's not coming back to this. I wouldn't pick up the phone and talk to anybody in the Bears front office for the rest of the season if I was Allen Robinson. He's not coming back to this. So why did you hold on to him? Because you thought there might be hope. Your quarterback wasn't even looking his way. That was your one big asset that you might have got something back for that you did not move. He's going to leave. Khalil Mack, you might have been able to get something for. Mack's hurt. Mack's on the downside of his career. He's still got 2 years with you. Doesn't mean he still can't have a player. Or still can't have a season. Doesn't mean he still can't play if he gets a healthy season in there. I think that he can. And that is a good asset to trade away. At this point, you have to not only rebuild your offense, you have to rebuild your defense. At the minimum, the lines. Matty Matt says, Pat, you got to make a How the Bears of Self-Destructive video. Oh, it's coming, Matty Matt. It's coming. Don't worry. Mike Davis says Jenkins got in on special teams. Do you think that will be his role for the rest of the season, or will he get some live plays as well? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to see Tevin Jenkins on the field. Let him get 110%. Let him get 110%. Why are you bringing Jenkins in there? Especially if you're not bringing Justin in there. Do you think that Tevin Jenkins is the answer at your right tackle? If you do, playing him on a season where he had a bad back probably isn't a good idea. But we don't have that kind of thought process here. We don't think that, right? We think that, oh, well, if he's healthy, put him out there. For what? Hey, George, you had the cojones to step in on telling us when Justin should and shouldn't start. How about you have the cojones to go out there and say, don't start my right tackle that has a back injury. He's not allowed to play. Since you want to be this hands-on Jerry Jones kind of owner all of a sudden. Since you want to be the active owner that's actually in it, all of a sudden you want to do this, right? All of a sudden, now it's, oh my goodness, we got to get this done. We can't be this way. But not when somebody's throwing an offensive lineman out there. By the way, that might be the guy that protects your franchise piece. I keep saying right tackle, left tackle, I'm sorry. That might be the guy that protects your franchise piece for the next 10 years. I appreciate y'all for throwing some questions out there, man. I couldn't do this for an hour without y'all. Honestly, I couldn't do this. They texted me on the back or hitting me up in the chat on the back end, asking, "Can I make it to 4:15?" I'm gonna make it to 4:15, but I'm not making it talking about what we saw today. Everybody saw the same thing I saw. The Breeze Nation is not dumb. What do we got? I had another question come in here. Shout out to Bear Forever for the super chat, actually. Let me get that real quick. I have no faith in this organization will do anything to put us in a place to succeed long term. And here's the problem with it, right? And that's a good statement there, right? It's the organization. Because here's the thing, right? Bring in a new GM. Now a new GM has to fix your offensive line. How long is that going to take? Because you don't have the funds to just go out and pay to fix an offensive line. You don't have the draft capital to go find one, so you got to find a gem. So how long is it actually going to take to get it right? And by the time you get it right, is the offense going to be right? And now your defense is kind of going the other direction because you focus so much on the offense trying to get that right. You got to build them both at the same time, but Ryan Pace has screwed everything up so much, and Matt Nagy hasn't developed anybody. We could be talking about 6-7 years. Now, I'll say this. If Tevin Jenkins is the answer, this offense could be good next season. Justin Fields and Darnell Mooney already have a rapport. Now, not this offense, not with Matt Nagy here, but if you get the right coach in there, that's how football works. If you protect the quarterback and the quarterback has talent, heck, if he's even mediocre, usually the offense works a little bit better. Also, if you have a scheme that doesn't look like it was drawn up on my wall over here. Be you. How about you try being somebody else, bro? You've been you for 4 years. You suck. I don't know what else to tell you. Be you. You suck. Stop being you. Be Andy. Be Bill. Be anybody else, but stop being you. Because that ain't working. Being you is about to get you back to being a quarterback's coach or whatever the heck you was, offensive water getter, whatever you are. Be you. What else we got in here, man? I saw some other questions that I missed. I don't even know Which one? Baki says it goes back to what I said before, Pat. The overall plan going into the season was doomed from the beginning. The goal should have been Justin Fields' development and roster evaluation. Yeah, but that doesn't work. I get what you're saying, Baki. I get what you're saying. But it doesn't work when your team is trying to, like, you have to think about the other 53 guys. You know what I'm saying? Or 50, 51, whatever it is, 52 guys. Bruce, shout out to you, man. You know I'm struggling here. It doesn't work when you have to think about the other 52 guys. Because Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, Robert Quinn, they know that these are some of their last few seasons. They want to win now. Like, it makes sense in the scheme of we got to do this and we got to get this together and we can be kumbaya if we develop Justin Fields in the long run. It'll be good for us. But that's not how a team works. You can't say screw the other 52. We got to get this kid right. You've got to develop the rest of this team. As much as I rag, and listen, Andy Dalton gave us plenty to trash on today. Plenty to trash on today. But if you started Andy Dalton this full season, I actually believe you'd be in a better place. Why? Because it would have been consistent. Because it would have been consistent. It wouldn't have been up and down. It wouldn't have been trying to figure out a new game plan for somebody. It would have been consistent. We haven't seen consistency from this team since the double doink. Consistency went out when that football went boing, boing. That was the end of it. What do we got here? Jeffrey Smith says, Pat, do you sit Justin for the rest of the year? I don't know, dog. Like, I mean, at this point, you're going to lose anyway. Let's be real, right? If this season had gone as planned with Andy Dalton, you're probably here anyway, based on how a lot of people assessed what Andy was going to do. I think Andy could have done better. I don't think he would have had you in a much better position, but I think he could have done better. But whatever. If most people thought you were going to be in this position if Andy Dalton starts the entire way. This is the time I would have started Justin anyway. When the games don't matter. You're 4-8. The games don't matter. You're done. So to me, this is the perfect time to start Justin. To play Justin, for him to get out there and learn, for him to get out there and try and see what he's able to do. And now, not only has he had the opportunity to learn on the field, he actually gets an injury. Or not, I'm sorry, let me say it again. He sat at the beginning of the season, learned a little bit, got out there, got in game, got his head kicked in, learned a little bit on the fly, and then he sat back, and now he gets to kind of piece it together on the mental side of things while understanding what the physical side of things is now. So now, if he does get back to 100% healthy, now's the perfect time to play him. Because now, not only does he understand the mental side of the game, now he understands the physical side of the game, and you can put those two things together. And that can lead you in the right direction. Mike says all wide receivers except Mooney are free agents at the end of this season. Any you'd want to keep for next season or start fresh? You're going to keep some. I mean, I'd like to see Rodney Adams on the field a little bit more. See what he can do. You know what it is? Like, at this point in the season, what do you have? Remember, Rodney Adams was a great story coming into the season, and then they cut him to bring on Marquise Goodwin, who basically ended up doing one touchdown for us this season that was meaningful. So what do you have? Do you have something on the practice squad? Do you have something that you haven't been playing? Do you have somebody that hasn't had an opportunity to show their ability because you've had your head so far up your butt you can see your tonsils? Like that's what you have to look at. That's what you have to see now. Now to me, the biggest failure on Ryan Pace's part is that Matt Nagy is still in the building. And the reason that's the biggest failure on Ryan Pace's part is because you don't even know if the talent you have on the field is good. You don't know if the talent you have on your practice squad is good. By the way, this is talent that you picked. You're not giving your talent the best opportunity to be successful week in and week out by keeping a clown in the front office. I'm not going to call him a clown. Let me not do that. I call Boylan a clown. Boylan is different. Boylan got his job in a backstabby kind of shady way. That's why I call Boylan a clown. I'm not going to call Nagy a clown. Nagy is probably a great dude. I just don't want him as my football coach. I will call what he does a clown show. So before that clown show got into the building, you're not giving your offensive players or your defensive players with Sean Desai in the building either. I mean, we could talk about Sean Desai. We could talk about injuries. We could talk about defensive scheme. It looks bad. Now, is that on Desai or is that on Pace? Either way, it looks bad. But if we're going to look at this thing honestly, we can't evaluate anybody that's on the field because we don't know how they play under pressure. We don't know how they play in the big moments because the scheme that they're being told to play in is not working. And how are you going to see if they can play outside of that scheme? The only way is to get them outside of that scheme. Sad, dog. Hey, man, while I'm in here, dog, listen, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me. Got like 6 minutes left on this mug. I'm going to go out. I'm going to do some promotion. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Grab your Breeze merch, man. TWCBreeze.com. We've got our Bears merch. We've got our – do I got some of it down here? I don't think I got none of it in the room right now. We got Bears merch. We got Bulls merch. Y'all check that out. Both of them say Target Chicago Sports House Chicago Talk on them. So check that out and get in tune with that. We're going to have more merch coming soon. Going to have some team designer hoodies and t-shirts and stuff coming y'all way as well. So I appreciate anybody that's rocking that. We're going to have some merch for Petty Casanova, Mr. P Kid. That's going to be coming your way as well. So I appreciate it. Anybody who supports that, man. Listen, at this point, I have nothing left for this season. I really don't. It kills me. I have nothing left for this team. It's such a joke, man. Follow me on Twitter, on IG at Pat the Designer. Keep shooting some questions my way, man. Like, it's sad that we're here. And it's sad that we're here because even if you fire everybody, at least you give your fan base hope. Even if you fire everybody on this team, you give your fan base hope. And you've told them that you're not going to give them hope. That's what it's come down to. Baki says, how about Daz Newsome, your 6th-round pick from this year at wide receiver? Let's see what he got. Baki, I want to see what you got at wide receiver, dog. Like, legitimately. Oh, I do got to do this before I get up out of here, man. I'm finna mess my own money up. Let me do this real quick. Hold on, y'all. Not that. You stop what you're doing. Here we go. Bow. We're going to share this because Symbol is showing us I got to do where I believe that stock is going to trend, not this stock. Listen, if y'all want to get in on Symbol.com, use the promo code Breeze, this stock is going to trend up. Yeah, I'm saying this is the Chicago Bulls. That stock is trending up. You buy as much of that stock as you can. Y'all see I got a lot of shares in that mug. Yeah, I'm saying? But this stock here, it's going to stay where it's at just about. It's what I expected to do. I expected to pretty much stay here for most of the rest of the season. I believe that this money is holding on to Justin Fields' money. This is the I think that Fields can be good. I think that he's going to be good. You see kind of where the Bears have gone over the 3-month span, just a steady plummet. Just a steady plummet. And it's probably going to stay about here just based on the fact that people think Justin Fields is going to be that guy. And I do believe that Justin Fields is going to be that guy. So make sure to check out symbol.com and use the promo code Breeze, man, when you sign up with that. It's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, like if you're somebody that's into like FanDuel, if you're into the sports books, if you're into stuff like that, Symbol is like a long-term stock where you can like play the market if you're into the stock. It's the best of both worlds, man. I love it. I really do love it. I really do love it. So y'all get in tune with that, man. Go to symbol.com, www.symbol.com to check out Symbol and just kind of see what they got going on over there, man. They got some great stuff going on. Use the promo code Breeze. Bears are the best to hurt themselves in the draft. Oh yeah, for sure. That's a given. That's a given. Mike Davis. I thought somebody asked me kind of like what should we go for an offensive head coach, I thought. If we go for an offensive head coach or a defensive head coach or special teams or I don't care. Get me the dude in the room that knows how to coach a football team. Get me the dude in the room that knows how to lead men. Get me the dude in the room that knows how to get through to his players and make them work in this system. Oh, by the way, get me the dude in the room that understands how to get guys in the building that can develop the guys in the building. I don't care if it's Kellen Moore. I don't care if it's Ryan Day. I don't care if it's who's my man down in Tampa Bay, y'all. Why can't I think of his name right now? Is that Daboll? No, Daboll is in Buffalo. Where's Dave? Who's down in Tampa Bay? The OC down there, because he's a candidate for me as well. Good Lord, I can't think of his name right now. But I'd go get him. Guys who the head coach doesn't hover over. Brian Leftwich. Thank you, Mike. Guys who the head coach doesn't just hover over to make him a good coach. Go find me that guy. Go find me that guy. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me, man. I really do. I appreciate everybody who shows love. We're going to have some more Bears content dropping this week as well. Get in tune with that. We're also going to have a ton of Bulls content dropping. Trying to get some baseball content as well because the lockout is here, which is wild. But, hey, as always, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Hey, yo, Chicago, y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace. Bear down. Bear down. Bear down.